Hi, I'm Mandy Cap. Greetings from the Oregon coast. Would you believe that it's summer right now? It's actually June 25th, 2026, and which is, where it's almost July. Very exciting. Almost America's 250. Hooray, happy birthday, America. And it's 57 degrees. I have my sweatshirt and sweatpants on because I'm freezing. So I'm making some cozy food today. So people ask, like, well, what do you do with all of your mushrooms, especially your oyster mushrooms? So I'm doing all these growing kits, and I got oysters coming out of my ears. They're my favorite mushroom right now, so that's great. So I got this lovely grow block from the farmer's market here in Florence, and I got it from my friend Bob at Rainforest Mushroom, located up in Yachats. So thank you, Bob. It was so good to talk to you and talk about mushrooms. I showed him my coloring book, and he was really excited. So what I'm doing here is I'm just cutting off the larger oysters here, and we just have some little gray oysters, and I'm just going to start tearing these into kind of like bite-sized pieces. And right here I just have a pot of water going, and it's just I'm boiling water. So as I'm not using a knife, I use the scissors to kind of cut them off because I want the smaller mushrooms to maybe grow maybe another day or whatever. Also, I'm going to probably do a grow kit here in a few minutes after I eat and make dinner. But I'm hungry now, so we're going to eat first before we make more grow kits because I have those coming out of my ears right now. I'm actually going to sit down right now. Yeah, you can get a better look at my hat. So yeah, I'm just tearing these into just more manageable bite-sized pieces. They're getting a little leggy because I should have harvested them probably yesterday. So I'm just going to cut off these stems and just tear them. Just real quickly here. So these stems are, I'm just going to save those on the side here, and I'll probably throw those into my grow kits. So what we're doing here today is we're going to make some shoyu mushrooms. And basically what that means is like teriyaki mushrooms. And I got this method for preparing oysters from my friend Ryan, and he owns Will Valley Mushrooms over in Albany. Hi, Ryan. Thank you for showing me your secret. I'm just making a cooking video now. Because why not? And yeah, this method is super easy. You don't need a knife. I have the knife for the garlic. So to make the shoyu part and the teriyaki part, I need to cut up the garlic. So I have the knife for that, but other than that, I'm not really using anything to run it through. But basically, by tearing them this way, it mimics like the texture and feeling of chicken when it's done. And I think that's really cool, and it's just mushrooms. Let's see how my water's doing here. It's doing pretty good. I'm gonna leave the lid on and just make some more pieces here. So I made some rice earlier before I got started. So that's all ready to go, just white sushi rice. And I got all the ingredients out to make the teriyaki sauce. So that's exciting. I don't have to go back in to where I'm camping, and so I don't have to dig through anything. Yeah, I'm camping. It's like almost the weekend, and oh my gosh, it's cold on the coast. That's funny. I saw over in Eugene, just like an hour east of here, that is really hot over in Eugene. So haha. Well, I'm freezing. I have sweats and a sweater on. It's 57 degrees. All right. No wind here though. We love that. I'll probably pick up later. Usually the hotter it is over in the valley, it sucks all the cool air from the beach over basically through the river, and they get the air conditioning from us, but Oh boy, sometimes it's just really windy here because it's really hot over there. Let's see, how hungry am I? You know, I have so many mushrooms. And this holds over really well. Honestly, I've made this several times. This is definitely my favorite way to eat mushrooms. I love like shoyu chicken. I'm a little bit addicted to it. So in efforts of trying to eat less meat, but still having like a nice protein source, this is a great alternative because mushrooms are a great renewable resource. They're a great source of nutrients. There's no fat on them, but they're all nutrients. And you know, if I can replace a few meals a week that's just mushrooms and I feel just as satisfied, if not even more satisfied by having like mushrooms instead of chicken, I'm happy to do it. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity to make this dish again. It's great. I think, you know, as a culture and, you know, a society, we need to be more open-minded to finding more sustainable methods of food sources for us. And that's why I'm so passionate about teaching these how to, oh, it's my water's boiling, how to grow your own oyster mushrooms on recycled cardboard demonstrations. Because I really want this food to be accessible for everyone and showing that you don't need like crazy chef skills, you don't need a ton of equipment. This is all accessible to you now. And so let's do that. What do you think? So I got some boiling water here. So I have the mushrooms in here. It's just water. And I'm just gonna simmer these oysters for about 15 minutes, and that's just breaking down the chitin walls in the mushrooms to make them more digestible for us. Actually, since there's so many, I'll probably just take off this bit off of that too and get it in real quick. And so when people say like, oh, mushrooms made me sick or whatever, it's because basically as a species, we've lost the ability to digest foods like this. And so since that happens, it kind of just like passes through you. And that's, you know, the mushrooms made my stomach upset. Well, you're not eating enough mushrooms, really. You're not eating enough fiber, and you're definitely not eating, you know, foods like rich in chitin. So, yeah, we got to eat more mushrooms in order to feel better. And that's the secret, right? Ooh, also, packing more mushrooms in. With the sushi rice that I made, I took some lion's mane powder that was ground up real fine, and after I washed the rice 3 times to make sure it was nice and clean, I mixed in like a couple of tablespoons of lion's mane powder, and I just like mixed it in really well. And then I use like a little pressure cooker rice maker. So I did a cup and a half of sushi rice washed, like 2 tablespoons of the lion's mane powder, and then a cup and a half of the water. So it's always the same amount of rice to water ratio in the instant pot, essentially, or your instant cooker. I love my pressure cookers. All right. Oh, okay. These are looking good. I'm gonna get these guys in there too. They're fun guys, that's for sure. Okay, they're going in there. Great. And we're just gonna let these kind of simmer for, probably don't need it quite that high. All right, we'll turn you down. Okay, and we'll just let our little block just hang out over there. Thank you, that was wonderful. I'm very excited that you shared with me your mushrooms. I'm just gonna put these over here. Okay. Now, let's make the sauce. So that can just chill while the mushrooms are doing their boiling thing. Okay, so I got just I put about 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. If you want this meal to be completely vegan, please use organic sugar. Now for the recipe here, just so I show you, I got some garlic definitely needs a few. This one's sprouting, so I'm actually probably gonna try to sprout it in my garden. See what happens since it's already sprouted. Okay, I got 4 cloves of garlic. That seems like a great start. Great, great, great. So I'm gonna take my knifey here, just break break the papers off. That's my favorite part. Plus doing it outside, I get to, not to be super clean. Probably just gonna burn these garlic papers to clear some negative energy has been stagnant too long. Oh. Right. Into the fire. All right, now let's see. Oh, wait, wrong. Right, whatever. I'm just gonna not bend over. I don't need to twist. Think about what your body's doing so you don't get an injury. You know what I mean? Maybe someday I'll be like those Food Network stars where they look at the camera, still do their chef skills. Oh my gosh, I probably should just use a garlic press, but you know, we got 15 minutes to make sauce, and it's really easy. And I could probably prep for the mushroom growing portion as well. Okay, let's see. That's probably good enough. So that's like 4 cloves of garlic, minced, whatever. All right, we're gonna start by putting the garlic in the sugar. And I actually don't know if this makes a difference or not, but I actually, when I'm making this, I like to macerate the garlic and ginger in the brown sugar first for a while. I think the sugar pulls out the oils differently. I don't know. I think it makes it a nicer sauce. Might just be me, but I'm gonna keep doing it. Oh, and here's the ginger. So when I use ginger, I use a lot of ginger, and when I don't use ginger, it rots on the counter. So my tip is I always keep it frozen in the fridge or the freezer. And then that just makes it really easy to grate it. It's like to sit now a little bit. I probably should have popped it back in the freezer. But I'm gonna grate quite a bit of it because ginger is just so good for you and your stomach. And when you freeze it like that, like usually the peel comes right off, so I don't even bother peeling it. And then I just want to grab the ginger that's in the bottom there. Okay, great. So there's about that much ginger. And I'm just going to throw that in to the brown sugar and garlic mixture. And we'll just let that chill for a minute. So our mushrooms doing? You know, I don't think I need to go 15 minutes. Probably just a couple minutes, honestly, is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna let that kind of chill for a second. I'm gonna leave that flame going, and I'm gonna get my cast iron heating up. Okay. This will be a quicker meal. I guess adjust your boiling time based on like how sensitive you think your stomach's going to be. Like, if it's the first time eating a lot of mushrooms, where like the star of whatever you're eating is going to be like primarily mushrooms, I would probably cook it a little longer. However, I eat so many stinking mushrooms that I'm fine. So and also for the sake of everyone's time here, we're just gonna move along here. Okay, also speaking of moving along, I have a strainer and let these drain for a minute. Because the next step here is we're going to be dry sauteing these mushrooms. And I put a little bit of oil in this cast iron. This was like a very clean cast iron. I didn't really season it before I put it back, so it's very, very, very dry, which is kind of counterintuitive here for what we need for the cast iron, you know. It needs a little bit of lubricant usually, so I was a naughty cast iron owner there, and I just let her be too dry. That's okay. I just seasoned it with some olive oil. No big deal. I know it's not like Japanese specific, but I don't care. I like olive oil. I think it's healthy, so. Okay. Let me turn this up a bit. Get this going. Okay. Now also to this Shoyu teriyaki sauce, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to add some toasted sesame oil. Make sure it's toasted. And I'm going to add just a big old tablespoon here. I love sesame oil. So I love its nutty flavor. Also, we're going to, yeah, so just mixing here. Just put a tablespoon in there. And I'm going to eyeball it, but basically the soy sauce here is about half and half to the sugar. So I did about a third a cup of sugar. So I'm going to put about a third a cup of soy sauce. And this, I just want to have it ready on the side because after the mushrooms are done dry sauteing, I'm going to put a little bit more oil in there. I mean, we'll go through it, but I'll put a little bit more oil in there and then brown it. And so if you put the oil in first, it'll be too wet. And so we want to cook off that wetness that's in the mushrooms. Since we, you know. Ooh. All right. Ooh. They're hot. How's this? It's pretty hot. We'll let it go for another second. I guess I put some of this mushroom juice in here. I need a little bit of. It's a little thick with just the. Usually add a little bit of water, but I have tea and then my water bottle. I guess I put some of that. And it's just me eating this, but that's cool. Ooh. Oh, you know, there's a spoon right here. Ha 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 ha. Put a spoon underneath. You know, whatever. It's fine. Everything's fine. I was literally just boiling water and I'm shaking it with my hand. It's fine. Ooh, that's a hot pan. We love that. You know what I didn't grab? A way to stir these. Well, we'll see how this spoon does. So yeah, I fell in love with Shoyu chicken and like teriyaki chicken and the whole mixed plate thing while I was in Hawaii. Oh my gosh. I love Hawaii. Those are pretty cool mushrooms when I was in Hawaii. I was like, oh, they grow here? I mean, of course they do, but I just didn't realize, you know, they grew in such a warm, warm place. I mean, they're all over. I just hadn't realized they were, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't really know much back then when I was going to Hawaii about the old mushrooms, at least. All right, let's taste this. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. So I'm going to add some more soy sauce. Just a little bit. I mean, it's pretty sweet because I put a bunch of sugar in it. I have a bunch of mushrooms. This is also the same. I mean, this is what I put on my Shoyu chicken. This is what I put on when I make spam musubi. This is my favorite sauce. So you know my secret sauce now. You're welcome. Alright, I'm going to tidy up here a little bit because, oh my god, it's getting out of control over here. Okay. Oh, I should probably stir this too. So what we're trying to do right here with this dry saute is we're just trying to get off most of the moisture out of the mushrooms. I mean, we don't these like super dry. But we do want them a little drier. Otherwise, they're going to be mushy. This is the point where they get like that nice crispy texture. This is the very important step. We don't want to put oil in this quite yet because they'll never crisp up because they'll never get dry because of the way they'll, anyway. I think that's what's wrong with the mushroom cooking. Is that people skip this step of making sure the mushrooms are nice and mostly dry. Put this. Look looking outside. So what kind of camping meals do you make? It always seems like I'm incapable of making the normal things. Like I like what are those campfire dinners with the hamburger patty and potatoes, carrots, onion, and like ketchup on top. I remember making those a lot when I was a kid. I guess I really like hot food. I don't know, what do people eat when they're camping? I've liked like camping spaghetti. That's been my favorite, but I only know a few people who do that. Or I've made like chicken and waffles camping, I guess. I mean, backpacking's different, you know. But geez, backpacking meals, there's some really good ones out there these days. So, I'm eating pretty well camping. Yeah, okay, well these are just still going. I didn't have to turn it down quite so much, just a little bit more. We're cooking with gas now. It was perfect. I started boiling the water before I started filming, and I've been rocking that same canister of gas for, oh boy, probably like 3 or 4 cooking sessions longer than I thought it was going to go. So, I mean, I guess it was a Hanukkah miracle. Or should we say, what's this weekend? Well, we're after Father's Day, after solstice, so it's the solstice miracle. Okay, come on, mushies. Come on, mushies. You know, I wish I had some green onions growing out here. That'd be yummy. I could chop those up really fast and put those on top as a garnish. Oh, these are almost dry enough. I just want to just get like a little bit more color on here. Let's see. I might turn you around here. I might actually pick up the camera and show this process. Okay. I'm going to taste this soy sauce, or this shoyu sauce one more time. In Hawaii, shoyu is what they call soy sauce. So, yeah. Okay, well, oh, yeah, I need to do a little oil, so I'm gonna pick you up here. All right, so mushrooms here, they're still pretty dry. I mean, they're still pretty wet, but you know, you can see here that they're browning up. So we like that. We like that. Do it one more at the top. So I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil. I'm not just going to coat the pan. This is going to help fry this with a little more olive oil. Yeah, it's looking good. Like, this almost looks like chicken, doesn't it? This always happens. I wish I would have cut some more mushrooms, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay. Now, if I can do this one-handed. I got my sauce here. No, I'm just gonna actually let this brown. It's been like browning for like half. Oh yeah, look at that. Now we're getting some color. We like that. Try to stir with my left hand. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is looking great. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. Happy? Are you happy? I'm happy. Let's make some delicious. Oh yeah. And put it in the sauce. And that's all she wrote. Just gonna shut her up, shut her down. All right. And there you go, folks. That is my Shoyu oyster mushroom, basically start to finish. And let's see. I'm excited to eat, so let's do that. So I got my little cute little green rice cooker. I got a green one because it's cute. It's like I have a forest themed house, so. That's cute. Cute. I'm pretty hungry, so I got a bunch of rice. This other rice can go to the birds. Thank you, birds. Alright. I'm excited. Put some mushrooms on there. Oh yeah, sauce is good. So here. Yum. Okay, let's see. How'd we do today? Old Mandy. Oh, it's hot. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Talk to you later. This is good. Bye.